Behind Life Struggles, episode 2. I'm your host, Nelzy. I would like to welcome my co-host, Mr. Forbes. How's it going?
All good, my brother. All good, man.
You're looking tired.
Bro, I've been out here seasoning wings, man. Trying to change the world, man.
Fair enough. I would like to welcome my guest, Natural Love Song. How you doing?
Hey everybody, I'm good. Nice to see you all.
Shayla, how you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. I'm good.
And again, not last but least, Lily.
Hey, you right? Hope
Yeah, I'm good. You?
Yeah.
See, at least I get some energy from Lily.
I had energy.
That was very, very soft and, usually Liz full of, bubbly. She's on it.
Mm-hmm.
She's a bit.
Well, when we recorded at 2 p.m. in the afternoon versus 9:19, we're getting a bit old, so
Well, I'm
close
young.
to bedtime.
I'm young. So,
Just need to embrace the truth.
I'm 28, man.
Yeah, don't know. She's not calling that.
No.
Why are there 7 people in the meeting?
Fair enough.
Not a ring call me, man.
Our first topic we're going to speak about will be current affairs. So, I'll first start with Natural Love Song. Have you got anything you would like to talk about?
Okay, so this afternoon I was listening to some talk radio and they were talking about the prospective new normal that everyone's going to have to embrace following July 19th. It was supposed to be free June 21st, but anyway. Now they're saying, more towards the working from home life is going to continue more, and they're going to keep people masked up potentially in various situations for who knows how long. And I'm just like, when does this end? And in relation to, all our gender topics and stuff, more people working from home, those who are normally doing the child rearing and looking after the home, now we might have a bit more of a mix up there, more balance around there. So I'm just wondering if it's affecting any of you and what your thoughts are.
So you mentioned a bit more balance. Yes? So in the case of Shayla, where she says that she's going to be the one at home looking after the home, and he's the man who's providing. Yes. So if he's the one that is going to be helping out more in the home, then surely the balance has now shifted more towards the female.
I agree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What do you think, Tobias?
Of course, because of the work ratio, what he's asked to do now, is it? The woman has to step up.
Shayla doesn't have to worry about anything. I'll speak for Shayla. She'll call me and be like, I need to look off. You need to come down and look after tea. And I'm just like, really? It's a whole week of work. And what I don't like is when on days where you're not working and you come back home and I'm there. I'm like, why did you call me? And I have to stay there whilst you're there. And still look after tea.
So, as we can see, we've got a slight bit of a domestic going on here. I can see that there was a bit of silence. Let's be like, should we comment? Should we not?
Some feelings there. This one wasn't for us.
Yeah, it wasn't for the show. Yeah.
It's okay. It's therapy. She wants to get things off her chest with people who can support her.
What you got to say, Shay?
It's a safe space. It's a safe space.
I'm just waiting for Shayla to go.
Yeah, I want Shay to say that. Is it true?
Is what true?
What she said.
What do you mean is what true? Did I suffer?
Coming on. Yeah, she suffers.
She said all lives.
Sometimes the person who looks after the household has to have a rest.
Okay. So based off this question, I do think that it is a lot harder in regards to when you have the children at home every day, and I suppose for the man, if the man is the one that is working, I don't think much would change too much, because obviously he still has to work, and you can't have obviously children running in and out of the room if you have got a dedicated space that you can just go into and close the door. So from that perspective, I don't think much changes. But I think what is nice is, so, during the lunch and break times, we can kind of get time to sort of spend time together, chill out, see how they're doing in their studies and so on.
I don't think that's going to happen. I'm saying, in most families.
Yeah, 100% not.
I'll tell you why. Yeah, because
I think that a lot of men are actually sorry.
I personally think that a lot of men here, when
Okay,
they
there we go.
a lot of men when
She's
they
about to throw. I can tell.
I can see it, I can feel it's coming. It's coming.
what they like to do is they like to act like their work is harder and there's more to do. They do more. So when they see that their woman's at home, keeping the home, they start to, instead of turning around and be like, oh, you do a lot of work, they'll be like, do you know what? Like, you don't really do much. Like, I'm working hard. Can you not make the kids quiet? There'll be more arguments. That's why a lot of people have come out of lockdown with divorces and problems, because I think that the gender role problem has conflicted with one another. They realize the ego starts to go haywire. Yeah, sorry. And and then the women's work looks like it's not as much as the man's work. So I feel like a lot of men are going to be at home, working from home, while maybe their housewife or their woman that's working from home, they're going to expect the woman to still do all of these things with the kids and do work. Or if the woman doesn't work, they're going to expect them to do all of these things, look after the kids, I'm telling you, I just don't think.
So,
one second.
go on, folks.
So I always have a problem with this when women who have kids have this argument about staying at home and looking after the kids. If your child is over the age of 3, 6 hours during the day, that child's in school. I don't know who you're looking after.
Hold on.
I don't know who you're looking after. I don't know who you're looking after for most of the part of the day. But in the child, it's the teacher looking after.
You don't think that we have things to do?
So
Hold up.
So the child wakes up at 7 o'clock. He's gone to school by 9 o'clock. He come home at 3. He's gone to bed by 7. You have the child like 5-6 hours a day.
Wait.
Hold on.
Right.
So I'm saying you're cooking for yourself.
Yeah, I think it's women, like some women like to overblow the process. I'm not saying the process of raising a child or family is hard, but I think they overblow up the aspect of, like, to say they look after the child 24/7. No, that is impossible.
Okay,
that's my point. That's what I just said.
Okay,
So
1 second, sorry, Shayla.
Go on.
So,
sorry.
Natural Love Song. I can see that you're taking offense to this. So
No offense taken, but context.
Okay.
So I stayed home with my daughter for the first 5 years of her life, and I was not working. It's hard. It's hard. But I was more so thinking about the context of my scenario I was throwing out is more like both parents are actually at home working due to Corona, whatever. I mean, because if you are a stay-at-home parent primarily, and one is, okay, I am the breadwinner, then you guys already should have set up your settings already and know what's what, who's who. But during something like Corona, I think it would still involve a bit more flexibility and working together more. But yeah, let's not generalize. That's all.
You know my point that I made. See the point that I made though. The point that I made, that male ego. See this guy. What's his name? Forbes.
Yeah.
He just
demonstrated exactly what I said. Exactly what I said. He demonstrated.
I always feel like it's like you've always constantly got to try and reinforce. This obviously, Lydia, when I talked about the average kid at 3 years old going to school, I was talking about the average woman. Not every woman has their child at home Sunday period. So just to sort of correct that, I just feel that sometimes it's like we have to kind of heap these additional levels of praise because you're looking after our child.
Wait, hold on.
It's our child, right? It's like it's
I
very
think you should
scenario
stop
based.
while you're ahead.
Sometimes
Because
it's
you're gonna
Jada,
offend
Jada,
us.
Jada, hold on one second,
My
please.
topic is pepper.
Okay, Lily, you had your hands up.
yes, I want to leave it on.
Respond.
No, it's that I was gonna say, like, what if, the woman, she's a nurse, so she always has to be out, and then the man, he works in IT or something, so he's at home, and there's kids there. But the only benefit from that situation would be only if the woman works near to like the NHS or whatever, and she comes back and she cooks and helps him out whilst he's juggling 3 or 4 kids at home. So talking about teamwork, I do feel like you have to, create that balance, because I know someone that does that, but then the man always wants to go out because he's always in the house.
So Tobias, what's your
See,
thoughts?
I was going to agree with Lily, but I think the key aspect is communication, of course. Before you even have a child, is have a plan set out, what you want to do, and then try to, life throws various changes at you. Situations which changes our circumstances. So if you're able to discuss that, like Lily said, the man can stay at home. There's nothing wrong with a man doing or a woman doing it. But I do agree somewhat with what Forbes is saying, that it is blown out of proportion to a degree. But it is not underappreciated, Shay, what a woman does do.
That's
And
not
also,
It's
So-
not blown out of proportion. Let me just tell you that from now. It's
it is
not.
that because listen for
For a
this.
man to say that. But
Of
it's
course
okay.
it is.
I understand. I
Once
understand.
Go on.
Okay, so if we can just allow each person to finish,
Yeah.
and then you can respond accordingly, just so we can hear each person's argument.
Okay.
So
The
Tobias,
last bit I just wanted to say was obviously, like, when you get into a routine with a child, like you drop them to school, like Delma said, probably from when they're born to like 3, that's most probably the hardest bit. Then after that, they have a routine. So if you're a stay-at-home parent or mum, you have most of the time to do whatever you like. So it's not as hard as what you seem, as it seems, because you would have a routine.
I didn't say it wasn't hard, bro.
No, it's not hard. Not so much hard. But if you're a new parent, Shay can come for me. But I'm just saying that if you're new to parenting, it's hard, and if you don't look after yourself before you have kids, you don't have routines before, you're gonna find it even harder when you are a parent.
okay.
So that's mine.
Okay, so last comment, and this is
But,
to Shayla.
But because you said, that it's harder when the kids are like, from 0 to 3. But do you really think that though?
That's a fact.
It's harder, because I had a conversation just with my manager today, and it just came up that he was saying that 0 to 3 is easier.
It's easier for me.
It does depend on the child, though.
So if you think about it, the child is more reliant on you between 0 and 3. So one second.
Sorry.
So easier doesn't mean it's easy. No one isn't saying that. All we're saying is that when you have a child who, especially from the ages of say 0 up to 9 months, those are one of the hardest times, especially when you have more than one. One's a toddler and one is up to 9 months. That is hard. Yeah.
But wouldn't you say that if they're above, like, let's say 5 and above, right? They can go fend for themselves. Like, they know where the cookie jar is. They know where the packets of crisps or the pasta or whatever. They know where it is.
That's not
If you meal prep, because I'm just talking, from my own experience. Even though she's not my child, but with T, like I do that, and just the way she is, she knows, like, oh, okay, Auntie's put this there, Auntie's put that there. I'll make sure, so she don't need to ask me for anything. If you're hungry, go there, do this, do that, just in order. Because I don't like going in different ways. I don't like all of that. Oh, I'm hungry, and it's like, oh my gosh, I have to cook something again.
Okay, so though we have slightly digressed from Natural Song's question, in regards to Shayla's point, if you're a single mother and they're working, I do agree it is very hard. on Forbes' point where the child's at school, though I do agree that child's at school, but if you're a working mother and you drop your child off at school, yeah, so you first have to go through the whole routine in the morning. That by itself is tiring. Yes.
So I would caveat, and I would agree as a single mom, like that comment have to get reserved because that's a whole different kettle of fish.
Yes.
So I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah, and then you have to take them to school, pick them up. Then you got to sort out dinner, and then you got to sort them out as well. So by the time it comes to the evening, you're tired. You know. So I do agree with her from that point, but I think the angle that we was kind of discussing was more on a two-parent home, where I said about the man, because Shayla mentioned it in regards to that the man isn't doing much, but that is very subjective based on each home. Bear in mind, I would say that the modern man in today's world is different from the man 20 years ago, yeah, or even 30 years ago. You know, from my culture's point of view, yes, we can cook, clean, and do everything, but that ain't happening. Especially
when I said isn't doing much, I meant as in work, not terms of the house. I'm talking about as in when he's working. Like they assume that their work is harder and they are doing more in terms of working. Like, you know, working from home, working for their company. They assume that their job is harder than their woman's, whatever she's doing.
No, but I think that's a psychological thing, though.
That's what I'm trying to say, but I meant automatically think that.
Just so we sort of clarify the scenario, yeah? Is the woman working?
Yes.
You said Lydia, you said two people are working, right? Both parents, both.
That's the angle I was originally coming from, but I think that all the facets of the conversation are very interesting. So I don't want to really block it off. But yes, that I was coming from like a two-parent household. Yes.
Okay, a two-parent working household.
Even in a two-parent household, sorry, yes, that's where I was coming from. And in that scenario, like being in the pandemic and as the male who's normally not taking most of the childcare, responsibilities, even if his partner is working, seeing how much is done in the house, like this can be their moment, Shayla, to really see, whoa, like this is not just a cakewalk. Yeah.
Okay, so
that sounds like a whole bunch of workless man stuff.
Yeah, for real.
I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there because like ain't nothing no one's gonna do at home is gonna throw me. I already don't know how the thing, how the whole scenario lay out. If you grow up, obviously we know not everybody register and apply things the same. But I grew up in a household where I was a single mom. I got a sister, so I know how the dynamics of the house works, what a woman does, what a woman brings to the house, what a man could potentially never bring to the house, and ultimately what a man brings to the house that sometimes a woman can't bring. And I think definitely there is in a house, it definitely needs to be a balance. But unfortunately, when you have a single household, it's very, very difficult to kind of gain that balance. So it's kind of reining back on my initial, yeah.
Okay, so the point I would probably throw out there would be more towards a working man and a woman who stays at home. Now, I think that is more of a point of discussion in the sense of what Forbes was saying in regards to the man working and the woman's at home and the child's at school. That's when I think that is a valid point, because lots of women will say that they've got loads of stuff to do and they're cleaning and X, Y, Z, and we all know that that's not true. Yeah. So,
unless you have OCD.
That's.
I'm sorry. We all know that what's not true.
So
it is true.
They're always cleaning. All the time.
I'm not referring to single mothers.
Lord.
Yes, I'm not referring to working women. Yes, I'm not referring to that type. I'm referring to a housewife who's at home and their children are at full-time school.
We need to get a housewife on the show.
So
we can ask them.
Housewife now?
Yeah.
And you were a woman.
Okay. So on that note, I'm going to move on swiftly. The next current affairs. Now, England fans booing the players when they took the knee.
And we know they're a
Now-
bunch of racists.
Yeah, the whatless man.
So
First of all,
That's what Delman. They're the type of men that don't do nothing at home.
those are
That's the ones, them's the ones, yes.
Where's the
It's
bitch, love?
them, yes.
And all of that.
so you know,
Pass me the remote, Linda.
I didn't even have to say anything, and everyone jumped like that.
True, it's the same
So-
one that's sitting downstairs while his wife's upstairs
Yeah.
doing a thing.
That's that brother that sit down at home with his headphones on and play like Call of Duty for 16 hours.
Taylor, would you say that those who are booing are racist?
I think they're ignorant and racist because they probably don't. First off, yeah, most of those people just follow the crowd anyway. Half of them don't even know what they're doing because they're drunk out of their head. They probably just, some of them are obviously racist and they're just booing because they know where they're being. Then the rest of them are just following suit because they just are just doing it. I just think that that's the culture of football hooligan fans is just disgusting. Like, no, I know my friend of them, but it is.
Tell us how you really
disgusting.
feel.
It is because the thing is, they are, most of them are racist. They don't, how can you be racist but get support? I really don't really understand that. There'll be black footballers in there, you'll be supporting them, but then as soon as it's time to turn on racism now, it turns on. You're mentally challenged. There's something wrong with you. They're the same ones that will say I got black
Friends. Yeah. Okay. I'm not racist.
But I'm not racist. But as soon as there's a racist brawl in the pub, they're there for it. They're there, you know.
Tobias, same question to
They
you.
got the N-word waiting in the chamber.
Yeah, all the time.
Unlock it. Exactly.
Yeah, so Tobias, same question to you. Would you say that the fans who are booing are racist?
Yeah, 100% they are, because that's one of the only reasons that they're going to be racist towards players and use it as a weapon. A weapon at all. But I say same as what Shayla said. When they start drinking and that, it just their true colours come out. So
I just say as well, I actually went on. I don't know if I'm allowed to name the. Basically, I went on an online newspaper. Yeah. And I saw this status, and I was shocked because I remember it happens in America as well when they kneel and all that stuff. Some of them don't want to kneel. I decided to scroll down to the comments, yeah, of the newspaper. When I tell you, I cannot believe the rudeness, the racism, and they will tell you that they're not racist. They were like, some people were saying stuff like, "So what if he doesn't want to kneel? Who cares? So what if they want to do that? Who cares? What's wrong with people? This is a free country." It's just like they really just don't. I don't know if they see it or they think it's okay. Like, I'm really confused to the culture of. I don't even know this. It's the country or it's not just the football hooligans. It's also other people supporting them, saying that is fine. Like, I know there's one player. I don't know how it works. If they kneel, one of the players, I think he did kneel. I can't remember what he did, but they were saying that he should be able to do what he wants. So what if he's racist? It's a free country. I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, is this actually coming out of some people's mouths? Like, are they all right?
I think part of the problem is that they're taking on an American perspective of the freedom of speech over here, and that's why they use it so freely to say, you know, this is my opinion. I can say this, and if I don't accept this, I can say that. And henceforth, obviously, when it comes to football, I mean, football is deep rooted in racism and everything, but I think they're just taking on that sort of mentality, and it comes out during football and against mostly black players.
So, Lily, would you say that the fans who boo are racist?
I didn't even know about this.
Okay.
To be honest.
So
yeah, I wouldn't even know about what even happened.
Okay, so the England players, which consist of black players,
yeah,
they take the knee, and basically once they took the knee, the fans started booing. Yes. So obviously the knee is to represent support for Black Lives Matter.
Oh yes,
So some of the fans started booing. So my question is, do you think those fans who booed are racist?
I mean, I don't know if I can flat out answer that question, but I do feel like that. Why would you boo? If it's nothing negative, then what is the meaning of that? Like, it could be anything, or, you know, I don't understand why they would boo, to be honest with you. But it just sounds like an opportunity that they had to act that way at that time. But I don't know, they're racist.
So, natural love song. Same question to you.
Yeah.
Would you say the ones who booed are racist?
I would probably align myself with what Shayla said when she said I would say that they're ignorant. Some of them will be out and out racist. Let's not play about. Come on, those are the people in the stands who are throwing the bananas and whatever and doing the monkey chants when people miss their goals. There will be some racists in there, but I think I've listened to quite a bit of commentary, people talking about this subject, and I just think that if a particular ism doesn't affect you, it's like, why are you taking up my football time and reminding me about racism? Like, I didn't come here for racism. I came here to enjoy my football game, and I'm not being oppressed. So why are you oppressing me with this moment of kneeling, making me think about racism? Like, it's entitlement. It's just entitlement. Yeah, it's just like nice for you that you don't have to consider the fact that people are getting brutalized, murdered, dying at crazy rates in childbirth, all of these things that we suffer just from the fact that we have extra melanin in our skin. There are racists, but there's just some people that's just like, oh, keep your racism talk away from me. I'm fine.
So basically you're saying it's white privilege.
Oh, absolutely. The highest level. Oh, yes. Yes. I'm not. Yes. It is. I mean, they're not like they're not the elites of the world. They're not the elites because, who's going to these football matches is like Middle England, right? But yeah, like I'm white. I don't care about this. I came for a football match. Move along.
And a lot of them makes them uncomfortable.
I was gonna say like
exactly.
It sounds like because it was like inconvenient for them at that time. That's cool. I didn't see it, but it just sounds like an inconvenience. Like, we don't need to. Why are you doing that?
Okay.
I really disagree. Because when footballers at the beginning of football matches, it's been used traditionally over time to celebrate or to highlight various points, and I never see people booing when it's other points that is in relation to interest to them, right? So there's been numerous. So obviously we've had people passing, we've had different things going on in society that people kneeled for. The reality is a football match is a microcosm of society. The average guy that goes to football is probably a 25 to 35-year-old middle-aged white guy. I'm not saying black guys don't go football, but you look in a football crowd on a still picture in a crowd, it's majority white guys. So that's a microcosm of society. So the fact that they're booing, there is a lot of, I think there's racism and I believe there's ignorance. They're just as bad as each other because the people that are ignorant know that what they're doing is incorrect, but they still do it. So they're borderline as bad as the others that are booing because of racism. And to be totally honest, they should just close the door and
exactly.
Well, would you say that taking a knee is effective? That will go to Lily.
Well, yeah, because then it will show that over time people will have to get used to it.
But what are they getting used to? Taking a knee?
No, they're getting used to, the reason behind it. Because then I feel like that if it, out of ignorance, if it keeps on happening, then people will be like, oh, okay, so what are they actually doing? What is it for? And, those people who aren't actually racist but are ignorant will stop their ignorance and start to educate themselves about it, and maybe there'll be less booing as time goes on.
Do you agree, Shayla? Do
you know what? Do you know what I have to say about this? Yeah, I think that. Okay, and let me see how I can word this. Basically, yeah, taking the knee, it's nice and all. Yeah, it's cute. Yeah, but if you really want to make a stance against these people that are using you for your talents, yeah, and you, because the thing is, a lot of the people, like you said, in the industry of football are racist, in the industry of sport in general are racist, in the industry, right? If you really want to take a stance against them using you for your tools and actually not liking you as a person, stop playing. Stop playing. Remove yourself.
I don't agree. Segregation is not the answer.
But my thing is, they're not going to. The thing is, a lot of white people or people of like, they like to use black people for their talents. Use you for your talent, but then they will disrespect you in other ways. But they like to use you, and they know that black people, most thing they try to aim at people is for money. Yeah, we pay you a lot of money, so they'll be like, yeah, you N-word, you get paid a lot of money, do your job. That's it.
But then you're doing the same.
Lily, one second, sorry. Let me please.
I feel like that's what they do. Like a lot of people in workplaces, the only reason why you'll see a load of white people in a workplace being hired, and they'll hire that one or two token black person. Because why? They have to. I feel like in order to gain respect, sometimes you can't give them what they want. You're playing for these people that are booing you. They don't like you. They don't like you at all. They just like you. They want you to score the goal and do your job and keep it pushing. That's it. And I feel like doing the knee thing, okay, it's cool. But at the end of the day, where's it really getting us? It's not getting us that far. And the fact that we have to do all these things just to be accepted, why are we having to put ourselves out there so much just to be accepted into a community that don't even want us there? I just don't feel like it should be a normalized thing, you know, like even to TV programs and stuff like that, like programs like I was saying to Leah the other day, programs like Towie, I don't even like watching it because they put token black people in it now because of the fact that people are complaining, oh, there's not enough black people in there. Same as Love Island, all of these things, it annoys me because at the end of the day, we should be in these things in general. Why do we have to keep bringing these things up saying that, oh, you know, why are we not involved? Why are we not involved? But then again, we'll be that token black person in there for them because we're getting paid. And I just feel like it shouldn't be like that.
I agree.
But I don't think it's all about the money though, because think about it.
And why are we still there?
No, because think about it,
it's
right?
About the money.
Think about it, right? If we didn't speak up or do anything about it, then we'll be back where we were like so many years ago.
That's what I'm trying to say. Why should we have
to? It's because that's how the world is. That's how the world is today. It shouldn't be like that. But that's how it is today. But I'm saying is that in order to be the change, we obviously need to speak up, just like with that Black Lives Matter movement. You know, I get it that some people went reckless and they did a lot of things, but look, they've implemented, you know, the ban in most companies now, and so people are actually, you know, who are black are being advocates for their own company to talk about Black Lives Matter, at least like once in a month's time. I think even in my former company there were people, white people or you know, other Caucasian people came on to just educate themselves about black people and black culture. And you know, so I feel like if, you know, a lot of things didn't happen, we wouldn't be where we are today. I'm not saying that it's great, but I feel like it's a little bit better.
Okay, so folks, do you want
to change?
So I feel obviously this is Lily, and I can feel Shayla's. I can feel where her frustration comes from, because a lot of frustration comes from exactly the same place as me, and I'm pretty sure most of us is. I hear the way Lily's explaining it, but I feel as well is it's so mad that we still have to feel as if we've got to almost fight for what should be normal. Like, exactly. If for instance, if I was a black guy, as a new business man, right? If I'm looking for people to employ, like the last thing on my mind is the color of the person's skin, right? I'm just employing somebody. I look at it if they're good. The society just shows that when people are reviewing CVs, they look at culture. That's why they ask you for your ethnic background on your application forms for your job. What does it matter if I'm from Zimbabwe or Timbuktu? My name is John Jones. This is my CV. but they ask a lot of questions because they always want to define and find out who you are before they give it. They already got to make a picture of you before they give you these jobs. And I understand where that frustration comes from, because yeah, it's that institutional stuff,
but
right?
you know where that comes from though, because you know when you're going to apply for, they put that in place because they know that if that wasn't in place, then a load of white people will just be inside the company. Yeah. And so there's no diversity, inclusion. There's nothing. So that's why that
I don't agree.
To be there.
Neither do I.
Because there's people around in the company that monitor these things, and so before, I'm not saying like, I'm saying that companies do have it, but I'm saying those companies who actually take it seriously and they promote it everywhere, not those companies that say, oh yeah, everyone apply, blah blah, and then you walk in the office and it's just all people that of one nation. I'm talking about those companies who actually promote it. You can see it. They're posting everyone, not just even white people, just everyone.
Can I ask a question?
So sorry, Shayla. Sorry. So Tobias, I'll come to you. Sorry, Shayla. Tobias, do you agree with Lily's point?
Somewhat, I do agree. The point that she did make about that we got to take our time, or it takes time, but we got to keep like sort of like hammering away, because like Paul said, the systematic racism that we got to deal with, and these people we've only from, I can't remember when the march was in America when they got all liberated. Basically, it's not been a long time. So it's not really a long time when you think about it. These people have been racist for
civil rights, right?
Yeah, these people have been racist for a long time. Even this country.
I totally disagree. I totally disagree with that, because the movement of the equal opportunity rights has been given to people that are homosexual. Their movement, and obviously I'm all about equal opportunity, but their movement has started after, come past Black Lives Matter movement, gone beyond now, where they have equal opportunity. If you're homeless, if you're not heterosexual, or if you're homosexual, you are equal rights. It's better to almost be black.
Yeah, but that's because of the social capital that's true. This is the social capital that comes behind that.
It's true, but we got just sorry,
go on,
let's.
I was just saying, like, who's the fuel behind that movement? That movement is, across all the races, and it involves those who are at the upper, have the upper hand overall. White supremacy is gonna take over, all the different isms. If there's white people at the top who hold most of the majority of the power, and they're involved in that, then their thing is gonna fly. We're still trying for the little, because we're at the bottom of the totem pole as far as the social classes and wealth, generational wealth, and all these things, power, industry, to move things. Like it's peak out here.
We got 1 month a year. Just say that 1 month, 30 days. It's ridiculous. I can't even.
The only point I would add, because this topic needs to be discussed in rather than a quick 5-minute discussion. But the only point I would add, Neely, is that we're in 2021 and we are still speaking about racism. And the fact that we are still doing it in 2021, it shows you that there is a systematic issue going on. So it is clearly evident that there is a lot more the government could easily do, but they choose not to. But I will move on from that point, and I think we will definitely pick up this topic in our next episodes, because I definitely think it's something we sort of need to discuss. But I would add as a disclaimer that bear in mind we live in a majority white country, and not all white people are racist. We know that. There are lovely white people, the same as there are some unfortunately horrible white people, same like in every race. But there are definitely issues, you know, in the workplace, and I think football, unfortunately, football has a rule of itself. You know, because many things that go on in football, it will never happen in normal society. And you have to question why is it allowed to happen, even inside the stadium where they're singing these gay songs.
Yeah, because
it happened. You wouldn't go to the train station and hear a group of lads start singing a massive, you know, gay song. It just wouldn't happen, would it?
No.
But they're allowed to do it in these stadiums.
And that's what I said to you, that a lot of the rape. It's, and I agree with you about not all white people are racist. We know this, right? I believe, for me, where a lot of my anger come from is a lot of the institutions are racist. I'm not talking about any
exactly.
Infrastructure is racist.
Yes.
I know a gazillion one white people. Obviously, that that's, I don't find a normal person, white person that I live next door to or I communicate with as racist. It's just institutions that we have to go into that I find that there is racism within those sort of structures.
But I would say that football is a professional sport, but the culture is not professional.
I agree. Good point.
Yeah. And the fact that the former president said, you know, you can just shake their hands. Do you remember about the one who called him? Did he call him a racist word on the pitch? And the president said that you know, it's just you can just shake their hand and it's fine. You know, that.
Oh God, Lord.
And also the fact that all they do is give out fines and a few game matches. Like, that's going to solve the issue. So
it tells you there's bigger people behind it.
Of course, it's systematic, and those that are in power are happy for that to continue and to keep us in the positions that we are in for a reason.
And you know why? Because if that was to happen, right, there wouldn't really be that much football. As you know, in football, it's like the show must go on. That's how it is.
It's about money. They're getting paid. Listen, all these footballers are getting paid a lot of money. Do you think they want to put the money down because someone's being racist to them? Honestly, I don't think they do. This is why it can continue, because we're still going to play. Most of the black players are really, really good. They're still going to continue to play. They're getting paid.
Yeah, exactly.
Thousands and millions of pounds.
Yeah, exactly. So, they just say casually, "Oh yeah, just go say sorry." Yeah, and then next week it'll be in the newspaper. You can just make up. Done.
To that footballer, I don't think it's just it's not enough for them to say sorry, but they'll do it. I can imagine for a person in that position, that's their livelihood. Yeah, someone could be racist to them. They can't. It might hurt them inside, but they're not gonna just, you know, they won't just leave. It will hurt them, but they're still gonna, they'll just continue. It's like at work, like when you're at work as well. Some people at workplace, they won't say nothing.
That's what I was saying.
In many workplaces I've been to, you
have to eat so many microaggressions.
Yeah, you just have to keep it quiet. I've seen in many places, like choosing CVs, for instance. They are, it's terrible just to choose of a name. They're trying to work out what country you're from your name. And, you know, it's terrible. And even like putting on accents to pretend there's to talk as another a culture from some certain country. People are racist all the time. And it's very, I don't know if they're being ignorant or very aware that they're being racist around another black person, so they'll do it in front of a black person and still do it and think it's okay. But most times the black people don't say anything about it. We just kind of like swallow it and keep it pushing and come back to work the next day.
Workers, man.
Well,
do we have a choice? Do we have a choice?
Do we have a choice?
I think.
Do we have a choice?
I think we do, but I don't think it's as black and white. But at least I'm glad that this topic has sort of put a bit of fire in you, Shayla. I can see
this is a very passionate topic for me, because even when there was Black Lives Matter, I got really upset. I had educated my daughter. These things really upset me, especially, I'm sorry, I don't want to bring this up, but especially when I see black men. I saw on the Black Lives Matter situation that a black man writ on there, since you don't like us, tell your daughters to stop sleeping with us. Listen, I got a lot of these. It's not just white people that are doing it. Black people to themselves are doing it too. It's terrible, and it just really gets me upset. So
we're going to continue with that discussion on one of our next episodes.
And things going viral as well. it's going viral because another culture's doing it, so it looks almost
Yeah,
oh my gosh, that looks so
appropriation.
amazing. But whereas when another culture's doing it and it's part of their culture, it's like it doesn't go viral.
Yeah.
You get that a lot on TikTok, yeah.
And we need
They
to
get a lot of acclaim for it.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
They
And we
don't.
need to do a topic about it as well, making it comfortable. Why is it uncomfortable to speak about topics like this to some people? Why is it uncomfortable?
Don't worry, it's coming. So, considering we've spent quite a bit of time speaking about these current affair issues, we are going to move on to our main topic, and I can see already it's going to be quite a
Let's go.
monogamy. Now, is monogamy outdated?
What's monogamy?
Clearly,
we can see it happening, with Forbes that that's just not his thing,
No, I
clearly.
Black men don't cheat. Black men don't cheat. Black men don't cheat.
Hold up. So monogamy and cheating, I think they're two different things. So
It's not cheating, is it?
let's first start off. Yes. So now, according to science, they say 10% of mammal species are monogamous compared to 90% of bird species. Yes. They say primates, where it's more commonly known, only a quarter are monogamous. Yes. So what they're saying is monogamy is not natural. Yes. So what's your view on that, Forbes? Is monogamy natural?
Are we talking about procreating? Or are we just talking about relationship wise?
So
having multiple relationships.
For you, would you be happy to have an open relationship, or do you think one woman is enough for you?
Well, if we're just like the open relationship aspect, as I talked about last week, I am way too much of an alpha male to ever have a situation where I have ultimately dedicated myself to somebody. That's why I'm in a relationship with them, to then have that almost like half-hearted. It's either we're fully committed or we're not at all. If it's a thing where we've met and it's just what it is, then that's what it is. But if we decide to have a relationship, I can't have that. That's too many things going on at one time. I need one or the other.
Yes or no? He didn't answer the question really.
Back to Forbes, yes.
He said one or the other.
If your woman said to you, we've been together for 5 years and I can see you be more happier with other women, yes? Me and you are still together, but I would allow you to have your cake and eat it. No. Would you decline it?
No. I like cake, but I don't want that cake, right? If we're in a relationship, we're in a relationship. If she comes to the point where she feels that she needs to position that to me, then I think that it might be something that she wants to do rather than necessarily me. I don't ever foresee a scenario where that will ever happen. If we're ever that comes to a point, then I'll just end the relationship and I go my way and she goes her way, and then we can have a clean separation, because that's, like I said at the beginning, this is too many things going on at once, and I like stability, and that don't provide me no stability.
Tobias, would you say monogamy is outdated?
No, not at all. I think with the way the current world is, and just bringing into the case of just diseases, you wouldn't want to bring that into your marriage or your relationship. So that'll be a massive downfall. Like Forbes said, like you going from one person to the other person, you don't know what you're gonna catch. So like, it makes too much. Like you said, it makes too much of an issue. You're gonna worry and thinking, oh, like I said, like you might catch a disease, or you'll be thinking, who else, what she's doing. Or if you're in a relationship, how much is she committing to that man than when she could be committing to you? Like how much is she loving you?
So
rather than just being in that normal,
So would you say then a monogamous relationship is more down to you personally rather than as males? Unfortunately, we are generalized, and they say that males can't keep it in their pants, and we can't just be with one. Do you think it's a male thing, or it's down to their age? What do you think it is? Why they think that we love to have our cake and eat it?
I think that's just a stereotype, to be honest with you. Because like I've known lots of history stories from people, or from on the women's side of betraying their men from not being monogamy and not having monogamy.
The question is, do you feel males can be monogamous?
Yeah, oh yes, of course, 100%. But like it's personal preference as well.
So over to the females, because I can see the males are being on their best behaviors there and making sure they don't say nothing that is going to get them in trouble.
Yeah, these calls are recorded.
Yeah.
He's gonna save it for the group chat. Oh no!
Exactly.
I come here with honesty.
Yeah, listen, let me put.
I come in peace. I come in peace.
Let me pull out the group chat comments, yeah, and then we can see. Yeah? So, natural love song. Would you agree that males naturally are monogamous?
Oh, well, I'm not a male, you see, so
Well, you are female.
I would say that my experience of being around males is that they can be monogamous should they choose to. It takes a lot because I've heard and seen that men are very visual creatures. So, I mean, there's a lot of beautiful people in the world, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And with how social media is now, like everybody's offering everything: breast hair, thigh hair, flip hair, you know, everything, and it's all there, right there. So I feel like there's a lot. It's like there's a lot. So if you're a person that is on the socials and that, then you're seeing a lot. It's a lot of temptation. However, it depends on the kind of person that you are. Much respect to Forbes. I loved your comments. He said, if I'm in the thing, I'm in the thing. If you want to do other things, then go your way. I respect that. I think that it depends on a lot of things. It depends on the personal thing. It also depends on your age. Like, there's certain time when man just have to, you know, sow their oats and whatever, get out your system, do your things. But if you really find what you want and you're happy and you're fulfilled by that person, it may be difficult, but you can. Monogamy is not outdated if that's what you want. Somebody else will have a completely different view to me and think there's so many beautiful people in the world. I want everybody right now. But yeah.
Statistically, we're outnumbered, right? Statistically, men are outnumbered.
3 to 1.
Lily, would you say that from a biology point of view, that there's something that has been created in men that makes us just want to go and procreate?
Yeah.
More so than females?
Yeah, I would say so.
So do you feel that part of the reasons why we feel that we need to have many rather than just one?
Well, I think, you know, what was it? I can't remember the name that they used, but yeah, lovely lyric, I think it is. But yeah, I think that if you want to be with that person, like as a male, like I'm just trying to get into that, like, you know, male perspective from what I've been around and stuff. But if you want to be with that person, then that shouldn't make you look elsewhere. Like you'll just stick with that one person. But I would say today, like, there are people even in relationships where I've had conversations, like even last week, yeah, and you know, a group of males and I was the only female, so I had an opportunity to listen, and they already have a girlfriend, but he said that he even has plans to marry her, but whilst he's here in the UK, he wants to have fun. And he said it's hard for him. And he was asking everyone, oh, don't you think it's hard? Don't you think it's hard? He was even trying to fish and ask me, oh, but do girls text while they've got another partner? And I said to them, well, you know, if the woman actually wants to be with you, if you're meeting her expectations, then she won't look elsewhere. But if you're not meeting them, then she's gonna do the same thing, be feeling how you're feeling. But if you really want to be with that person, you will just stick to that one person. And also, you've got relationships where you got marriages where people, you know, incorporate a third party into their relationship, and you can see it even on the, you know, Snapchat stories, you know, they're even sitting down scrolling looking for you know, a third party in their own marriage. And it's actually funny that most of the Snapchats that I've seen, it's actually the women who want that. The men are just like, oh, okay, I'll go along with it if you want to do that. But yeah, but going back to what you said, I do think that men are more prone to, you know, having a bit of a wandering eye and wanting to populate whatever.
Oh, Shayla, there's 2 points I wanted to make by off Lily's comments. So, side pieces, yes? Now, we all know this side pieces is not a new thing, yes? Now, if we're 100% honest, yeah, we know that we can even go back to the Bible, yes? And we can know that there's many that had
concubines.
Exactly. We know that as many patriarchs had concubines, yes? We know that there's many, even down to David, he had loads of women. So it's not a new thing. I know Christians might come out and add and say that, well, it was just for procreation. Now, come on, you know, I don't buy that one, yes? Though I do agree that that was one of the initial reasons, because their current wife could not bear a child. So they'll go and have it with their concubine, yes?
Shayla looks stressed.
Many of them had multiple women, yes? So what's the difference between them, Shayla, and the men today? Is it acceptable for them to do it, but men today, it's not?
What's the question that you're asking me? Because
so the question is, why is it acceptable for the men in the Bible to have multiple women, but not for us men today?
See, I don't know how to answer this question, because it's a bit of a conflict, you know, when you put the Bible into it and what they do in the Bible, it's a bit different. It's just a difference. It's a different. I can't answer this because I don't know where I already stance with the Bible sector of this conversation. But all I know is that in today's day, the only reason why it probably is more acceptable is because of the fact that there are women that are accepting it and allowing it. So then, because men are seeing that some women are allowing it, they are going to continue to do what they're doing. It's not that it's acceptable. It's not that it's okay. It's just there's some people that allow their men to do it. And like Aaliyah brought up the topic of that, she saw that, you know, people are adding third parties into their relationship. Let me tell you something about that, yeah? One, right? Most times, the women that are doing this, they're looking for it before their husbands are looking for it. It's because they think that their husbands are going to go and look for it. So they're going to bring it in first before their husband goes and brings it in for them. They're stupid. Okay, let me tell you that, because you're bringing things into your relationship. They don't understand what they're bringing into their relationship. And then when their man is enjoying it now, or he doesn't enjoy it and thinks, what's going on with this woman? He will leave her, or he will continue to enjoy it more than he's enjoying it with his own woman, and then she'll realize what she put into her relationship. So I think women as well, we need to get out of, some women, if not all women, need to get out of this mindset of pleasing their man or thinking, oh, you know, this is how it's going now, let's continue to do this. The only reason why some men are acting up like this and doing this foolery is because there are women out there that accept it. Like you said,
but some women like that because they want to. Sorry.
Listen, like you said, yeah, about there being bum, thigh, and breasts everywhere. It's so much more accessible. You can DM a girl and she will know you have another person and still be like, okay, cool, yeah, let's meet up. It's disgusting. And I feel like there's hardly any morals anymore as well. There's no morals, there's no self-love, there's a lot of... So
you mentioned there's no morals, but when I pointed to you in regards to the Bible, which had morals, you sidestepped that question. Now,
I don't want to...
No, 1 second. So to me, am I the only person that thinks that makes no sense?
Can I just say something? Can I pose this question, yeah, please, to Natural Love Song? I want her to answer that because I'm not answering this.
So, okay, so natural love song. You heard what
Oh,
Shayla
it's
said
getting hot
about
in here. Uh-oh.
immorality. Yes? And then you heard what I mentioned in regards to the Bible. It seems like that when you mention things that occur in the Bible, it's okay. You know, we just ignore those points, and then we quick time shut our eyes and then move on to something else. And then in real life, we say, no, hold up, but that's wrong. But then,
I'm not involved. Can I move my video?
highlight these points,
Shelley said, drop me out. I'm done.
1 second. When I highlight those points in the Bible, you say to me, well, a lot of the Christians say, well, that was back then, it's okay. So what is it, natural love song? Are you saying that what happened back in the Bible was not immoral either?
Just a ball.
It was totally wrong. I'm joking. Listen, this is the thing, yeah? Mm-hmm. If we can't compare pineapples and tomatoes. Like in the Bible days, mm-hmm. women had very much less social capital. It's only like, I think I was listening to some, like this in the 1960s or something, that women could have a bank account without having their husband as a signatory on it. So like women now, in the 1950s or something, don't quote me on it, I heard it today. But in the Bible days, like people were still paying bride price and sheep and goat to come and take your daughter and all of this stuff. And comparing that with now, I mean, there are some women who are still comfortable with their breadwinner, good breadwinner, get the big bread and bring it home, man, going and yamming the street, as long as they don't bring back any babies and diseases and whatever. There are people who are willing to make these kind of exchanges. I am not one, but there are women who are willing to make these kind of exchanges.
I think.
Oh God forbid, Sheila, God forbid.
Natural love song, I sidestepped the question. Mm-hmm. And the points you mentioned.
Pose the question.
The points you mentioned, though they are valid points, they were not in line with the question. So.
Pose the question to me again, sir.
Okay. Sheila mentioned that there are less morals. There are morality issues. So I pointed out that the exact same thing was happening in the Bible days, but she did not want to answer and agree that it's the same thing in regards to them having multiple wives or sleeping with multiple different women. Isn't both wrong, or is it okay because it happened in the Bible? Which one is it?
Neither.
Okay.
Neither. If what my thing is if all parties are consenting. Like I said, some women are willing to make these exchanges. If you're bringing home the big bread, the big oxen, and I'm the stay-at-home person, and you take care of everything, maybe I don't mind if you go to sue down the road once or 2 weeks or whatever. I don't know. But in Bible days, like, this was the man's prerogative to have as many wives as he could look after and as many concubines as, it was, everybody knew it was acceptable, I guess.
Okay, so
to me, it's not a judging, weighing up the morals thing. To me, the morality of it is whether it's consensual amongst all parties. Like, do I know that that's happening or not? Am I okay with being in this situation? Like,
I see your point. So, Tobias.
Sorry, go on.
He's about to go.
Agree?
No, I wasn't. My light, bro, my light just burnt my hand. But go on, yeah.
Okay, cool. Did you hear the points or the question that I posed to Natural Love Song?
Yeah, I do agree with what Natural Love Song has said. Like, women back then were used as like a commodity in a sense, to make payments and so on, and to merge families together. But I mean, from what growing up in a Christian household and what I was taught about the Bible, it was having many concubines. I think it was Abraham, and one of his wives couldn't conceive, so God allowed him to have another concubine. But this is all in line with God's will along the way. So I think back in those days, from what's on the records in the Bible, I think it has more of a meaning and more of a purpose. due it being God's will. But up into today's society, I mean, and it did change over. Sorry, it did change over because when Jesus Christ came, that changed as well, because the whole dynamics of the way they did things back then to when Jesus came, that also changes as well. So if they got told as well, like, you to have one wife now, not to have many, you know. So yeah, I think what they did back then was correct for God's purposes, but up to today, you know,
But people use it as an excuse to act up today.
But then
as well.
what about
that's important.
what about what about that thought that they had as well, that my for was it for the I think it was for the man. Oh yeah, like my husband died, so I have to go with his brother, and then go with that next brother, and then go with that next brother, and then go with that
Yes.
to keep it in the family, to keep the name, to keep that person's name going. There's that as well.
Yes. And
then there's the whole, the more children you have is like, as you said, the more like it shows your wealth and your status in society. That's your price. That's all you over there, right? And then what else was I gonna say? But in today's world, like when Shay was talking about it was, did you say it was it's worse? It was worse now.
Yeah, it's worse now because people just think it's more easy access to gain these side pieces than it was then. Them probably being more, secret.
I think it was more worse back then than it is now.
So false.
Like as in not worse, but I would say because in certain places it would probably be seen as normal, And
I think now they're making a mockery.
Now, it's like if a man says, "Oh, he's got like 20 kids for 30 different or 10 different women or whatever," it's kind of like, excuse me, it's like not many women would actually want to go with that man unless he has money. Like, what are you doing with 20 kids? 2021.
The fact that you just pointed out, unless he has money.
Yeah, money's a big factor. Please.
Yeah, it is.
So again,
I'll be afraid of that for money. Just saying.
Now,
that's what I have my hand up for.
So
yeah, let's jump in and I'll jump in after.
Okay. Sorry, natural love song.
Natural.
That's what I was. Thank you. That's fine. Liz is fine as well. That's what I was gonna say about the morals. The morals part. This angle here is, this get the bag culture at all costs. Women are all on board for get the bag however we can. If I can commodify my nether regions to get the bag, I'm gonna, everybody's like, I look, do you have money? Are you going to finance my life? Here is my everything, the breastify, whatever you want. I need the bag. Like there's so many women that are doing this now, and it's just normal. And I'm like,
it makes it easy to swallow,
Because I think there's a slight double standard here, because what you're saying here has been happening for centuries.
Yeah, I wasn't finished. No. Wait. Then times, the women that were trying to do the come up were more, on the, trying to, they were doing it on the sly one. They weren't doing it. Now, stripper culture, like come up, however, like literally, it's this is me. This is what I'm gonna do. I dare you to tell me that wasn't the way before. Like that's the big change now.
No, but
that's the big change, because you used to be like, okay, I'm the side piece. I'll stay humble. I'm the side piece. Now it's like, yeah, I took your man. Where? Like.
Okay, so my point, what I was mentioning, wasn't necessarily about the side piece. 2 comments that was made. One was, as long as the person's got money, they'll give it out. Yeah. So my comment was more in line with that. That's one point. So we'll respond to that point. Now, the reason why I said about double standards is because if you look at history, now whenever a man was going to give away his daughter, they always find out basically what has he got, how much can he pay for my daughter. You shift it on even to the current world. Want to find out how much do you make? Can you provide? Can you provide me security? All the issues, though they ain't directly saying, you know, I can offer you my body parts for security, but effectively, indirectly, it is the same thing, because if the man can provide their needs.
Yes, because money make love sweet.
Forbes, do you agree with that?
Just say.
Right. So, like, for me, so obviously, I'm not gonna be like everyone. I'm not gonna duck the religious Bible component of it. So we had to address the part firstly about in the Bible. It says it's riddled with contradictions from front to back, inside, outside. But for me personally, I don't subscribe to what is mentioned in religious scriptures. It's written by a bunch of all white brothers who I ain't got nothing in relation to. They have never experienced anything I experienced. I don't experience anything they experience. I don't relate to anyone that in the Bible. His name could be Jesus or Job. I don't relate to any of them because I don't see myself in any of them. Anything that they do doesn't reflect. I've never reflected anything on my actions. First and foremost, in that regard, so I got no point addressing the religious. The Bible is contradictory. Full stop.
Okay, my point wasn't necessarily about what you believe. My point was just about comparing apples and apples. For me, you can't turn a blind eye because it's something you now believe in. If something is wrong, yeah, and it's in something that you believe in, surely it's still wrong, isn't it?
Well, who's ever
Context is everything.
Who's really saying monogamy is wrong though? Who's really saying it?
If we go back to the Old Testament, more so in the Old Testament, where they intend to have multiple women. Now, from current world standpoint, lots of Christians see that as being immoral if you have more than one wife. We know in other religions, whether or not it's in the Muslim religion, either in certain parts of Hinduism, that it's allowed. But we know in Christian religion, that's frowned upon. Does everyone agree with that point?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
No, but there's some people who are Christians.
Not really, because
it depends on the kind of Christian you are as well. Ask them man them down in Utah, in America.
Okay. This is the problem with Christianity. There's too many different, you know, whatever. You can't really.
Context is everything. Context is everything.
You exclude Mormons, yeah, because they are the ones generally which everyone knows that
having their cake and eating it.
If you look into sort of stats, there's only a few countries which allow polygamous relationships. Some countries in Asia, lots of countries in Africa. In most of the world, it's illegal. There's certain parts in America where they still try to do that, but generally, in most places, it's illegal.
Are you talking about?
But it's not marriage, right?
In marriage, yeah.
That's marriage. That's not a relationship, right?
I'm referring to from a marriage point of view, in regards to having multiple wives. Just from a relationship point of view, even that concept of having multiple women is frowned upon. In current society, for example, Forbes, if you was having multiple women and your partner took you back to see their parents, what is the chances that they're going to frown upon your relationship if you told the mother that you've got multiple women?
Yeah, of course it's going to be frowned upon. Of course it is. It's a cultural thing, right?
Of course. So
you don't tell them.
Can I say
they won't tell them.
In the Bible, yeah.
Sorry, go on.
In the Bible, I feel like, you know, in the Bible, God would speak to them, you know, and tell them you can go unto whoever and whatnot. But nobody is speaking to nobody in 2021.
God told me. God told me to do it. It's God told me.
They'll be like,
ain't telling anybody
to do it. It's 2021.
Go and sleep with your friend's sister or your you know, nobody ain't telling anybody to go and collect their concubines. They're just doing it because of why they feel that, you know, that they can, and man is a god to himself. If
you read the Bible, God never appears to no black people. God only ever appears to a white man. So that's why when I read it, it just goes over my head.
What did you say?
Let's bring the race and Bible into it.
I don't think we want to go there right now.
Okay.
Remember I
really have a
mentioned
topic
one
about
second,
this.
one moment. Remember I mentioned institutional racism, right? Institutional racism covers everything, right? And it's a doctrine as well. These things are deep rooted. You don't trust. I that's how my opinion is on that. I think a lot of these things are institutionalized, and I beg you don't.
That's another topic. That's another. That's another chat. That's another episode that needs to be talked about.
Because it's very tricky. You know, it's very. So like you said, a lot of things are contradicting itself. To be honest, you know, this whole you're not supposed to have sex until you're married, right? That as well. Because why is he coming?
Adam and Eve never. Adam and Eve got married.
So I feel like we need to. I think so. I don't want to go in. I don't want to even answer that question because I just don't really.
Staggering before marriage even invented.
Exactly.
That's how they made Cain and Abel. Where was Abraham getting married when he had the gazillion of pit in them?
That's why we can only answer the other side of the
very much. Sorry.
Pertaining to 2021.
Oh, okay.
It's a bit tricky.
I hear your point. I'm not trying to question your religious beliefs. I'm trying to look at it from a different perspective. You cannot negate the elephant in the room and say, okay, well, you know, it's okay to happen there, but it's not okay because it happened now. Now, once again, I can easily bring up points to combat what you said about God told them. I can easily do that. That's simple, but a different show. Going back to the initial comment, Tobias, this is to you. Now, in the current sort of hookup culture, and even the stats show that marriage is on the decline. They show that cohabiting is on the rise. So the fact that we can see that the marriage is on the decline, cohabiting is on the rise, we can see that the whole polyamorous is starting to increase. What does that say to you in regards to that status of monogamy?
That it's failing. And also that the commitment side issue, you know, just commitment is thrown out the window. Also concerning, this is dating apps as well. I mean, it allows you to be inconspicuous with your cheating. If you're in a relationship, it gives you so much more opportunity and windows to have a polygamous relationship with somebody else. So it just obviously just goes and affects the unity of two partners, and destroys it.
But then the question is, so do we all agree that marriage is a religious thing? Or do we just
disagree?
No.
So marriage is, if you look back at the issue of marriage was never created for love. Marriage was never created with the aspect of love. Marriage was always created to allow. It was more created from a monetary and stability aspect. It wasn't created for love, how we go into church and he talks about for love and marriage is created as a partnership between one family and the other family to then make them stronger and create communities and stronger units. It wasn't created for love, how we go and we talk about, oh, I love you so much, I want to marry you. That's never how it was created. After time, remember, when marriage was first created, most people got married without even really necessarily even dating or even knowing the other person. Yeah. Marriage was created how we have reinvented it and make it extremely monetary based. That's why there's loads of tax relief for being married. It's not even really about love. It's
okay. Would you say a marriage is a religious thing in today's world?
No.
Would you, Lily?
No.
Okay. Would you, Tobias?
No. It's a relationship with financial benefits. Basically,
would you?
Touching on what? Sorry.
Would you, Liz?
I would say what Forbes said, that it was created to kind of build families and enable for generational wealth to continue and the communities to build and everything like that. But obviously there is a religious aspect to it for some people, but some people that are completely not religious of any kind can have beautiful marriages, and it's just like about the decision that they both make, and they both place the same gravity on it. So it can be, but it doesn't mean that it has to be.
So why do you think that even though a male or female knows that I am married, that they will happily get involved in a relationship with me.
You
Even
got
though
money? Money? You got money?
money.
Hold on.
They
So-
don't love themselves. That's why they don't love
Yeah,
themselves.
homewreckers, yeah.
Or they came from a bad situation, so that they didn't see it modeled. They didn't see a healthy relationship modeled, so dysfunction abounds. Or they just bad mind in it. Or they just think you're so
set
hot.
people.
You're so
Okay.
hot. I
Benefit.
just
It's a benefit. They
don't
have a benefit.
care.
So
There's a benefit.
is there any part of you which thinks that some of them are just happy to have a open relationship? So, for example, we know that there are several celebrities which have got money. So money is not the issue. We know that they've been together. I'm not going to name no names. Yes, but I know no names. But we know, yes, we know that they've been together for time. There's many people like this. Many. Money is no issue. That's not the issue. But the fact is, they've been together for so long, they want something fresh, something new. So, Lily.
But at the end of the day, they still don't want to let go of their other thing, because they
No.
still want that stability, and they've created those communities and that family, so that needs to continue. But it's still
going back to what you were saying, yeah. Because like, think about it. Before a certificate, yeah, you probably had to, I don't know, have a village meeting or something like that. And before a ring, you would just probably verbally say that you're married and get someone to sign, like to witness it, right? So and there's people in villages in the desert, yeah, that they don't know of God, yeah, and they get married, or they see it as being together as a commitment, like, oh, okay, you are mine, I'm yours, I will choose to look after you, and vice versa. We're gonna build something together. So maybe they don't even know anything about God or anything. It's just about based off feelings and based off the what they want to build for themselves. I see a spot over there, I want to build over there. Are you gonna come with me? Oh yeah, I'll come with you. Okay, now you are mine. And maybe it's not you're my wife, you're my husband, but you are mine. I'm committed to you. So if another person comes here, then you've broken that commitment. You know what I mean? And so, but today, in today's world, where it's like, in the modern society, it's more like, okay, people choose to get married, and then they're looking elsewhere, and then you just wonder why did you get married anyway? Is it because you did it because what that's what that other person really, really wants, and you feel like you owe it to that person, even though you don't want to commit to that person, but you owe it to that person to give them that signed paper. Okay, here, sign the deal, and the other person is going to be accepting for it because that's what he or she really wanted, even though you step out.
I just had a thought. Yeah, maybe I feel like you know how you say in today's society that marriages are not like for religious purpose, not for do you say religious purposes?
Marriage is deemed as sacred.
That's
Yes. So sacred, current modern world is more linked to religion. As Forbes mentioned, yes, back in those days that was not the case.
That's what I wanted to touch on.
Okay,
so I was thinking, I just had a thought. So I realized something, right? Maybe it depends on the society, the social status that the person has. Because if you look at it realistically, when the people, let's say kings and queens, like Princess Diana and Prince Charles, they're not marrying. Most of them are not marrying for love. They're marrying to build allegiances against, with different hierarchies, whatever. Same thing with let's say, because if we look at out of the box of our society, what we're in, like companies. Let's say there's like a daughter, like a billionaire, the guy that's got a daughter in one, but he wants to build a friendship, an allegiance with another company to do business. That person will marry to bring the family together. So I feel like maybe like not lower, middle class, maybe they marry for love, okay? But if you think about in other regions, like in cultures as well, some Asian communities, they marry to bring families together. So it's just it just depends on, I don't know what it depends on. Maybe it depends on where we live, what we're around. Some people marry for love. Some people marry for financial stability because of what they grew up in. Some people marry just to help their family, to build allegiances. Some people marry just because there's loads of people that marry in the royal family just to bring, keep the titles tighter. If you know what I mean.
The bloodline going, yes.
Yeah, bloodline going. So it just depends. And like you said, the celebrities that have multiple people outside their marriages, maybe they just got married because it suited them at the time, and now in their marriage they realize they want more. Because a lot of people in Hollywood, they have different life. They have life. Remember, they have a life before they got married, and that just because they get married, that lifestyle that they lived before isn't going to stop. They have things that they want to do. Like, I don't want to mention their names, but some people want to swing. They want to do what they want to do. I don't know.
You look at it from this angle, yes? So if I'm a rich, successful man, yes, I know I can have as many women as possible, yes? So why would I want to just pick one? Tobias?
Why would you just want to pick one?
Yes. If you think about it, you're a rich, successful man. You know that you can pick any amount of women, yes? Why would you want to pick one?
Well, being a rich man, you don't want to share your wealth, isn't it? You have too many words. You have to spread the money and child costs and things like that. But it just stands on I think it personally stands on your moral compass and how it feels and how it's going to make you feel.
Do you agree, Forbes?
No, not at all.
Go on.
When it comes to the basic, there's one thing. It's like if we were going to go down the marriage route and every woman was supposed to marry to every man, there's going to be a whole bunch of women that ain't got a man, because there is no balance. There's more women than men. If every woman got married, there would be a whole bunch of women that are unmarried looking for a man that's not available. So I think the whole concept of marriage it doesn't work for everyone. Like Shayla was saying, some cultures, like for instance Asian cultures, even a lot of African cultures, there's still a lot of bartering, there's still a lot of marriage for power moves, for positional wealth. How marriage was originally created. You weren't just getting up and marrying the girl next door just for marrying the girl next door because I knew you for 25 years and I had some love with you. If your daddy ain't got what my daddy needs so that we as a unit can grow together and become a family, become stronger, then what's this about? Nowadays, obviously, love, I don't know, obviously love didn't, it seems that it never mattered back in the days. But love now suddenly matters more, so everybody does everything for love. Like, only get married.
It's ridiculous. I'm loving you. You're broke, but we can still get married.
Yeah, but
it's gonna pay bills.
Yeah, but you talking about the monetary thing, and I've got to bring money to it. Like, if I bring 100 grand, what are you bringing?
Exactly.
What are you bringing?
To go on what Aaliyah said.
Listen, like John said, if I'm a man and I got bare money, why am I just investing in one thing, right? I'm going out and I'm exploring the world.
And to go on to what Lee said as well, there are people that live in islands, right? But if I take out the love situation, I don't think personally those people that are living in islands, those what they call Zulu, I don't know what they're called, but they live in islands. They don't know nothing about nothing else. But what they do, they will marry someone from another island just to create allegiance. I don't think they're marrying because of love. You think, what's love? That's the last thing on their mind. I'm sorry, but I was watching some program online and they said if you got married again, because some of the women got married once before and they got married again. They said if you got married again, would you marry for love? Let me tell you, yeah. A lot of the women said no. They will marry for what for right now, what they need right now. It's not for love. No one's marrying for what? Sorry, I'm not married. I will marry for love. Yes, but
yeah, go on.
But realistically, sorry, love don't come into it. I'm building allegiance with my pockets.
There was this lady, right? And so she's quite young, and she married an older person, and so she was asking the ladies in the audience, like, oh, are you married, or do you have anyone? And they said yeah, and they were saying, she was saying to them, oh well, don't marry someone older. And then they asked her, is she happy? And she said, don't worry. But this lady, yeah, she said, don't worry. So it just shows to you that, like, even money, sometimes it doesn't mean anything for a particular person.
Yeah.
And even if she intended to go into that relationship thinking that, oh, I'm gonna get money, I'm gonna get the world, whatever, and then to realize this guy, when I was, to get me, he was showing off, but now that he has me, he's not wanting to go and buy me this or buy me that or take me here. He's more stingier than he seems, than he actually,
She didn't do it right.
Didn't do it right.
No, but then
She didn't do it right.
that's the thing where where people show you their true colours when you actually are with them.
I think in 2021 you can't marry just for love.
Oh no, the moral story, don't go around to Shayla's house and eat none of her
No. What I'm saying is,
her food is something, but she ain't doing it right. I'll put a little bit of this and
what I'm saying is, goes back to what John was saying. I don't think you marry for love. I think the ones that those famous people, they can marry for love because they have the monetary side already.
We have all the money in the world already.
They have it already. They can marry for love if they want to. But look at them marrying for love and they're still not happy, still searching outside for other things. I think the thing is, you marry for what you need and what you find as a priority and what you want. Like, I don't think that's the case. I'm marrying for what I want my children to inherit, invest, get it back. I'm not marrying just for, oh, I love that person so much. Because love, at the end of the day, is sweet and it's lovely, okay? But love does not. I'd rather cry in a Rolls Royce than cry on a bus.
Oh my days. So, sorry, Lily. Liz.
Or just in general, I'd rather cry here in bed than the floor.
Do you agree with that?
Loaded questions. Loaded questions. I agree that if you're going to have difficulties in life, you'd prefer to have difficulties in life while you feel comfortable. But I'm always with the nuance, right? I would not marry just for love, and I wouldn't marry just for money. You have to have balance. You have to. If you can't find the balance, you need counselors to look around you and say, "Yes, sis, he looks good. Yes, sis, you feel all the love now." But what is in the accounts? Does the investment account saying anything for the future? What's happening? You need balance. You need balance. I'm not even gonna lie. You need both. But don't tell me, okay, I'm Bill Gates, but I'm also balding and there's no chemistry.
Yeah, no.
If I'm coming to the table and I'm worth £1 million and I've got X amount of assets and I'm rich basically, what are you bringing to the table?
It's comes back to gender roles, okay?
Yeah, we're going to the other topic now. What am I bringing to the table? Okay, so if you're the millionaire person and you're bringing the big bread, okay, and the big cow and the everything, yeah? Okay, then if that's what I want and I'm willing to be the submissive, then I need to fill in the gaps that are in your life. You want arm candy, you want, dinner cooked when you come home, all of those things. You have to weigh all that up. Now, is it for me? Not necessarily. But you got to be realistic. You got to be realistic. Every woman wants to be stable. If she can't do it for herself, then yes, she's going to want a mate that can bring more to her in that kind of, in the financial sense. But
I saw a meme, yeah. The same thing what you said. I saw a meme that said, if I can have a if I'm bringing, like John said, I'm bringing all the money to the table, I'm bringing all of this, what can you bring? and the woman listed exactly what you listed, Lids, and the man goes, well, if I wanted a maid, I could pay for one.
Yeah, I could order that.
Because
It's true.
it's
true.
true. It's so funny, you know, that's it, now you're saying it. It's actually true. Like what I would be bringing to a millionaire's table is basically what you said, Liz.
You bring in.
It's very true.
But this is the thing. But this is the thing. But this is the thing.
I don't even know how to comment.
No. Wait. I need to qualify what I said. It depends on the quality and the caliber of the man. Yeah. If he's looking for just vagina, you can get front anywhere. If you're looking for just front, you could get anywhere. But if you're looking for a mother for your child, if you're looking for building a family that you are proud of and creating dynasties and all of these things, creating a home environment, all of that, then that's what he's looking for. If he's not looking for that, then fair enough. Yeah, he can get front anywhere and he can get a Deliveroo anywhere.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna come with all of that to a millionaire. It is, do you want me or not? Because I don't have anything to bring to the table. Do you want me or not? That is it. I don't know what to say.
Are you build on that?
You bought the table, you bought the house, you bought everything. I don't.
It sounds like they don't.
I'm here.
To me, that question, this sounds like you don't know what you want.
Let's bring it down a bracket, yeah? Let's just say I earn 100k. Yeah, so I'm not even a millionaire. I earn 100k. So I'm doing okay. I'm doing nice. I can go on holidays. I can buy whatever I want. Yes. So what are you bringing to the table that is going to help my life and make my life easier, make me happy? Now, you can't turn around and tell me that, you know, I'm going to get a cooked meal and I'm going to get, you know, the box whenever I want, yeah? Because as far as I'm concerned, I could get that anyway.
Exactly. This is the thing. And this is the thing. What I would say to someone like that, right, is that you can get all of that extra stuff in another place, right? But when it comes to, you know, someone who, not someone who you've employed, like, oh, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? It's about the relationship, you know, building something with someone, creating that communication,
building
that
what?
understanding, having that companionship, and
loyalty.
In the actions, in the doing. It's more sense about, you know, it's more sense about the mental aspect, because if someone's driving you crazy, someone could just drive you crazy, like just with their mouth all day. You don't want to be around them, or you want to be around someone who gives you a good peace of mind, don't you? She can cook, she can clean, she can do all of that. But when it comes to her communicating to you, she can't communicate. What's the point in even having her there? You might as well just have her there for that, and then have, as you said, a concubine on the side for you to someone who you actually want to build a relationship with. And I'm not talking about cooking, cleaning. That doesn't mean anything to me. But what do you give? What substance do you give mentally?
What you bring to the table, communication.
And what do them? Yeah, exactly.
not just communication.
No, wait.
I'm going to the bank.
I'm feeling you. And also, I think he's putting this question in this way to.
I can't even be on you guys' side. I'm sorry. I'm a female, but I'm just not there with you guys. I'm so sorry.
What are you bringing as a man? Are you only bringing the big cow and the big bread? Because if that's all that you're bringing, I mean, I could humble myself and go and find the you know, I don't know. Everybody is different, but some people are like, oh well, I'm bringing in the money. I'm the man. So I must get everything. So you don't have no tenderness for me. You don't have any. What am I here for? Okay, it's nice to get money, but you're going to treat me like crap.
Exactly.
Like a business asset.
I know people are crying into their Fendi bags and then say, you know what, this ain't worth it.
And also,
basically, that's what the man's going to do. No, the man would. Sorry, Lily, go on.
Imagine being with someone, that can cook, clean, or change it, fix a car, but to make a decision, it's like, oh my gosh. Like, who wants to be with someone like that? I mean, just to make a simple decision. Like, are you responsible? Like, all of these things come hand in hand, not the doing.
Listen, good. I might be indecisive. I might be a fat slob with a big belly, but this fat slob with a big belly has got money. Yeah.
I don't care. Big flat slot with a belly can't make simple decisions.
Listen,
It's not going to be the money on top of you at night.
But more women want him than more women that don't.
Exactly.
I'm sure they do. I'm just not one.
I don't want him.
Obviously, we're generalizing, right? But we know everybody has the same. We talked about morals before and stuff and standards, and not everybody puts the same level of morals and standards in the same things that we have, right? We don't all have the same moral compasses, unfortunately.
Okay, cool. So this is going to be the last question, because Lily made a point which I want to sort of question. Yes. Mm-hmm. So when you're in a monogamous relationship, do you think that your wife or not even just your wife, your partner is only attracted to you? That goes to Tobias.
That's not going to be. I mean, I don't know how she thinks or feels, but I mean, you should have a scope of who you're being with and of their thinking capacity and how they feel towards you, I suppose. Because people can portray themselves as something that they're not. So once you get into that relationship, I don't know, it's too much deceitful people out there to know like the true honesty of somebody.
Yeah, but that didn't answer my question. My question was, do you think that your partner is only attracted to you?
No, you'd be naive to think that.
Yeah, that'd be stupid. But they can be attracted to anyone once they're with you. But
there's varying stages of attraction.
Yeah, exactly.
There's varying stages of attraction. Before you get to sexual attraction, you go for a whole leap of different
emotions and desires.
I see you're nice. I want to have sex with you. There's always a building process, right?
For some there is that, yes, but okay.
Yeah, of course. It's like driving, like, bro, I'll hit that. But that's just
Okay, so same question to you. Do you think that your partner is only attracted to you?
Of course not. Of course not. I'm not only attracted to whoever I'm in a relationship with. Like, there's beautiful people in the world. Like I said, that would be supremely naive.
Okay, same question goes to Lily. Do you think your partner is only attracted to you?
He's attracted to people that look like me.
I like that.
Okay, same question to Shayla. Do you think that your partner is only attracted to you?
No, but there's levels of attraction, like you said. That's why people should be careful of what the person that they're with falls for in them, because they will find that attractive in somebody else.
I agree, because I think people forget how they meet each other a lot of times, and they forget the journey to how they meet each other, right? And then they wonder why the person then goes on and cheats. They would have probably met. They probably would have both had initial relationships, got together, have a relationship, and forget that they were both in a previous relationship, and then wonder why a couple of years down the line they both end up in the same scenario that they left previously. So
there's a lot of people that are attracted, like I said, with the money aspect. There's a lot of girls attracted to men with money. There is different stages of money. There is low-key money, there's middle money, there's high money, and there's loaded. And if you're attracted to low money, then there's next level and the next level and the next level.
Hey,
to be really careful.
Your Audi was nice. Somebody pulled up with a.
So back to this attraction. Well, I'm in a monogamous relationship. A fine thing walked past me. Like Forbes says, okay, I may glance, I may bend up my neck, depending on how fine she is, or I may try to make contact with her, meaning eye contact. Yes. So, at what point, Forbes, do you think it crosses the line?
I think when it gets to the stage where you make sexual advances, so you can even saying I and alone, all the components is one thing. It's just the level of how you take it. And I think if you start making sexual advances, there's a line, right? There's a line in everything where once you go over that line, you've obviously broken some moral, and it's all about moral competencies, like I said before, right? if you don't have a moral compass, certain things you don't measure the same.
So, go on, Amy.
Yeah, I've got a kind of different perspective on that, because I feel like, you know, men and women do it to each other. I feel like that you can see someone and you know that your partner, or they know that you have the potential to look like that, and maybe you look like that before, and then so they say, oh, what about that slim tea that you was drinking before? Like, they'll try and like put you back on the slim tea. Or they might say, oh, why don't you go back to the gym, or have that same hairstyle that you used to have, or, you know, I mean, why don't you shave your beard or grow out a beard? Like, because they're looking at other people, maybe it's like they see that as attraction, and they want to also be even more attracted to their partner. And also for other people, when you see me, you see them, right? They don't want you to go out looking like a mess. So I feel like, as well, then like I don't know if it's about crossing the border, but I mean, like, some people look at it in that perspective, where it's like, oh, they admire others and how they look, and they see it as like they want to motivate their other partner to look that certain way as well, or dress a certain way.
So, okay, so are you saying then that you think that your partner cannot be sexually attracted to someone else? Sexually attracted?
No, they can be sexually. Wait.
It hurts you to say yes, innit?
What?
Yes.
Sexually attracted?
Yes, they
I
have.
feel like you can be attracted to them, but when you're sexually attracted,
When you say sexually,
I feel like you're spending too much time looking. Like, it shouldn't be to that. Okay, 2 seconds, not 5 or 10. Like,
What?
Because
Okay,
looking at them like that. No, I feel like, wait, hold on, no. I feel like that sometimes, yeah, you can have a connection with someone, and it, you know, one person might be thinking, oh, that way or this way. Like, we're human beings. Like, you know, a male, female, are, you know, sexually attracted to one another. But I'm saying, like, there are moments where, let's say, oh, your being connects with their being, in where it's like, oh my gosh, like, we're gonna be such best friends, or oh my gosh, like, I want to get you in the bed,
Just
or
say
something
yes.
like that. No, but
Bring your chest.
I do feel like, or someone could be looking at you and eyeing up you, not knowing that you're married or you're engaged, or, you know, you've got a
wow,
partner,
this is a
and then when you
this is
break
a
it
lot.
up to them, when you break it up to them, and then you tell them, oh no, I'm actually with someone, they'll be like, oh, okay, but they felt that, and it's like, no, but you know that's wrong, so you don't do that, but you realize that connection's there.
Just say yes, then.
So, hold on.
I don't get it.
So to me, that answer is yes then, because you just said that.
Yes, then.
You said that.
Like,
Oh, we got to the yes.
Yes.
I tried to say that.
That was a roundabout yes word.
Someone else is sexually more attractive.
Tobias,
don't let me know about that. Look.
so, Forbes, do you agree that your partner can be sexually attracted to somebody else?
Easily. Yeah.
Easily.
Do you agree, Tobias?
Yeah, of course they can.
Do you agree, Liz? Okay, so we all agree that our partners can be sexually. I'm not.
Do you hear the way he's drawing it out now? Sorry, Lee. Sorry.
Wait, hold on. Listen,
She said when you said attracted, it was okay.
Really?
You see,
I don't like that word.
the reason why I mentioned it like that and I dragged it out like that is because I think that as human beings, we have kind of been walking with our eyes closed, thinking that our partners are type of mummy, or, you know, or
cyborg,
someone who isn't human like you. So the fact is that all of these natural things is for someone to be attracted to someone. It's natural, isn't it? The same way how you're naturally attracted to your partner. So the fact that there's other males around and there's other females around, you used to be very naive to think that your partner is got sexually attracted to another male or female which isn't you.
It's just safer.
That's
for
where
everybody.
Delmar's moral compass comes back.
It's
Your moral
safer for
compass.
everyone. It's safer for everyone.
The partner, like, oh,
'Cause-
you attracted to that woman, like, no.
Do you know what? Do you know what? Do you know what? I was talking to someone the other day, and they've been married for, I don't know, at least 20 years. And he said to me that his wife will say to him, babes, did you see that beautiful woman? And and I was like,
No, it's a trick.
That's easy though.
no,
I don't think so. Sometimes it can be a trick. Sometimes it can be a trick.
It's not a trick.
No, yeah.
I just say something. One thing with women, one thing with women that I want to say
but like,
is
not
that-
like, oh yeah, I feel sexy.
Oh my
One
days.
thing with women
That's
I
a
like to say.
Yeah, babe, she's hot.
Yeah, not like that.
One thing I like to say to women, is that if I co-sign, if I say it first, you feel freely, speak freely. But if you go over me now, if I look, if we both see a pretty woman, I look, you look. If I turn and you still look, there's a problem, right? We ain't doing that.
That's not wrong. You can't do that.
No. We ain't doing that. If I say,
What
oh, she's beautiful in it, and you're like, yeah, she's fat.
What if
You
what
can't.
if his
That's why I
friend,
said it
what
was
if
a
his
setup.
friend, yeah,
That's why I said it's a setup. You don't answer that question. I didn't even see it, you know?
Yeah, it's best to just say, yeah.
That's a wise man. He's a wise man.
what if his friend
So,
was always dating, let's say, girls that his boys would always laugh about, yeah, and he's coming back to you and be like, oh Shay, you know, my friend Jacob, he's got a new girlfriend now, but you know she looks better than the last one, like she's pretty. What would you say to that? Because you know
If my man came to me,
yeah,
about
Jacob,
his friend's girl.
yeah, because Jacob can never get a girl that looks.
Why are you concerning yourself with what your friend is doing and his girlfriend? Don't talk to me. Why?
Yeah,
Like
but
she's
when
better
you can't
looking.
link, you know, beat up thing, though, still, I will let him know.
Yeah,
He needs to
Oh,
express that to
that's
his.
true.
He needs to express that to his boy.
Jacob's
But
finally
don't come
got
to me.
a good one, a nice
Yeah,
one.
that's nice, but don't come to listen. Express that with your boy in your group chat. Don't come to me telling me that you think his girlfriend is this. Do you want to be with his girlfriend? Is that what you want?
Jay's like, only me, only me.
I ain't doing that.
I think this is the issue. I think in a lot of relationships that as human beings we can't be honest to each other. Now and this is where we start to hide our true feelings about how we really feel about things, because we cannot disclose certain things in front of our partner because they're gonna go crazy. Yeah. So for me personally, now though yes, there has to be a certain level of respect, but what we sort of need to understand as human beings is that irrespective of whether or not we find a partner that we are now, with for 10, 15, 20 years, this person is still a human. Yes, they've still got feelings, they've still got emotions. Yes. Mm-hmm. Now, it's a case of you need to sort of appreciate and understand that, you know what, it's a lot of time it's our egos, yes, and it's if you think about it, why is it that we can't, even as males, we can't accept if our females go around and say, oh, that guy is looking fit, or she says she's sexually attracted to him, we will lose our minds. It's true, isn't it, Forbes?
But you mentioned a great word, which is respect, right?
Yeah.
Now, if she respect me, she can't be coming to me and telling me she's sexually attracted to another man. Cause that's respect. That's where she loses respect, because I wouldn't role reverse that and then go to her and say something like that. For me, right, how I look at it is I try never to say anything to anybody that I am almost never ready to accept myself, right? So I'm not saying I'm perfect in any regards. Same as how I know if, like I was talking about, you're talking about seeing another woman, and if you think he's fit enough, yeah, as long as I don't go overboard. But there's more chances I already see that same person, right? Same person you see, I see everything. I don't miss anything. I see everything. I respect.
Let me switch it then. So if your girls are on a girls group chat and they are sharing pictures of males. Now, how
all in group chat? Look at them, boy.
Yeah. You know what pictures they're sharing, innit?
Let's be honest, yeah, because we know certain things happen in girls' group chats, certain things happens in boys' group chats, but people want to pretend like it's not happening. Yeah. So and even the fact that you might not see certain pictures, but they're having certain conversations, and I guarantee you, a lot of them wouldn't have those conversations in front of their partner.
That's true. Everybody's single in a group chat. That's all I'm saying. So
that's how they act.
Whatever we say, do not hold it against them because we were all
what happens in the group
That's
chat?
a double standard mentality.
I feel like
relationships are over.
I can't hear.
Whatever you're saying in the group chat, you should be able to say outside of the group chat.
Listen,
you should be able to have that type of relationship. Well, actually, if you don't have that type of relationship, then whatever. But you should be able to have that type of relationship, to be honest with you.
You don't have that kind of group chat, because in group chats, I know everybody is single, okay? Until everybody's single, and it's a freedom of speech. You can't speak freely to your partner like that. You know, you're not gonna tell your partner that your their mum's breath stinks. You're not gonna tell your partner.
Really?
You're gonna say certain things, like you said, truthful.
No, I will tell.
I think it's digressing a little bit. It's talking about how you see the other men, innit? I'll say it's digressing a little bit, because we're talking about how you view another man sexually, like when you view pictures and stuff.
In my group chats, that's how deep it goes. They'll have a partner. People are married.
Yeah, but you need to carry your respect over. Like if you're stopping at the group chat, you're flopping. Like, and then we all, just letting the side down.
Yeah, but it's because in group chat it's more you don't really, it's banterful.
It's no filter.
No filter, it's banterful. So we'll say stuff. You'll say stuff like, that guy yesterday, he's like, if I didn't have or whatever, you don't really sit there.
Is that what you're talking in group chat there?
Yeah, I've seen this before, bro.
It's no filter, but no one's really gonna. If you act on it, that's the problem. Okay.
No, that's not true. No, that's not true. You're planting a seed there to go and cheat or to think your man is waste man and move on to the next man. No, that's dangerous.
I don't understand.
Excuse me, sorry.
I'm not saying that's me. I'm not like that.
No, but single females trip up their girlfriends in other relationships, and then the girls in relationships get jealous of their single females. I want this type of freedom, and then they look at their man and they start finding fault with him, and this is how the relationships break down.
And I will add something further to your comments, Tobias. So let's say if your partner picks up your phone and reads those messages, how do you think your partner is going to feel when he picks up your phone and reads those messages?
There's a lot of lessons to be learned in these things.
Yeah, don't read my phone.
Okay, one, if you go in someone's phone, you're looking to find something, you're gonna find it.
Yeah.
Two,
shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be there. Exactly.
Shouldn't be there.
That's perception.
Exactly. And two, it's just don't do it. Like I know
just
that.
Stay out
I
of my
know
group chat.
Exactly. I've known from experience. My friends, one of their partners did do that. One of their partners picked up their phone and read the group chat. And I'm telling you, it did not end well. It didn't end well at all. And it is the group. I think maybe in we should act like you said, carry the respect over. Yes, it should be carried, but yeah, it didn't end well. I don't know what else to say.
Oh no.
On that note, I'm going to end. And I'm gonna thank you all for attending. So starting from Shayla, socials?
Yeah, my socials is it's her ITHER full stop style STYLI. So it's her style on Instagram. I do not have Twitter, but I have Instagram.
Okay, thank you. Next to Lids.
Yeah, the only social media I really use is Insta, and it's at Natural Love Song. Yeah, Facebook is for friends, real friends only.
Okay, same for Lily.
Lee, and then Markella. So LeeMarkella.
Okay,
Instagram. Sorry.
thank you. And for Forbes.
Oh, and YouTube. Sorry.
So
Same thing. Lima.
you got all the socials, isn't it? You got TikTok as well.
I've got
Probably.
everything. TikTok, Lima.
You got Snap.
No one can get my Snap. The scooch chat only. Joking there.
I'm gonna speak to her partner.
Yeah. Yeah. So like so on my Instagram, hit me up at chef.deli. You can also go onto your app store, go to iOS, download Deli the Wingman app, website www.delithewingman.co.uk. Hit me up. I ain't gonna deliver any food, but yeah, follow me.
I do eyelashes as well, guys. I do eyelashes. So if you want to get your eyelashes done,
Support black business.
yeah,
Support the black business, by the way.
THV Beauty. That's me.
Okay, and last but not least, Tobias.
I won't be putting up no socials.
Cool.
He's wanted.
He's wanted because I'm the high.
No, yeah, nice. Yeah, I like to keep my life peaceful.
Bye.
I forgot to mention that I do have a YouTube as well. It's also Natural Love Song, but I haven't posted on there in a long time. But yeah.
Great. Well, thank you for attending episode 2. It's been great having you. Well, hopefully we'll see you again on episode 3.
Yeah. Peace
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.